Hi, third graders. This is Mrs. Oyster. Today we are going to be listening to Domain 9, Lesson 4 about Hernando de Soto. We have a few learning targets for today's lesson. First, I want you to be able to identify motivating factors that led to the exploration of the Americas in different expeditions. So today you're going to focus on what motivated Hernando de Soto to explore America. We're going to work on explaining the significance of Hernando de Soto in the early Spanish exploration of the Americas, and describe the encounters between early explorers and Native Americans. So let's review what we have already learned. Take a look at this map. All the lines are color-coded to show the expeditions of different explorers. So take a look at the purple dot down towards the bottom middle. Can you trace that voyage of Juan Ponce de Leon? How did Columbus and Ponce de Leon treat the Native Americans? Well, if you remember to the first three read-alouds, they did not treat them very well, and they took many as slaves. What is the Spanish word for conqueror, the word we use to describe these explorers? The word is conquistador. What is colonization? You heard that Ponce de Leon was interested in colonization of Florida. Well, colonization is when you develop a settlement in an area and take control of the land and the people who live there. So was De Leon's colonization of Florida successful? You'll remember from last time that it was not. And the reason why is because as they were setting up their colony along the southwestern coast of Florida, they were attacked by the Calusa Indians. So what are some of the places, the key places, that were visited by Juan Ponce de Leon? Well, here's a few. The Caribbean Sea, the West Indies, Puerto Rico, and Cuba. Also the Florida coast and the Gulf of Mexico. So today you're going to be learning about another conquistador named Hernando de Soto. Now, based on what you've heard, why do you think de Soto traveled to North America? If you're like me, you probably think he was looking for gold and riches and to claim more land for Spain. That seems to be the theme. So let me give you a little background information about De Soto. Before his own expedition, De Soto traveled to the New World with another conquistador named Francisco Pizarro. Now, Pizarro conquered the Inca Empire that had developed in South America by enslaving the Inca people. If you look at the map on the slide, the area of blue on South America was the Inca Empire, and as you can see, it was quite large. Pizarro was easily able to conquer them because he and his men carried European diseases, against which the Inca had no immunity. This caused many of the Inca to become sick and even die, and they grew too weak to defend themselves. The Inca ruled over lands that stretch along the Andes Mountains and the Pacific Ocean, as you can see on the map, and that includes what we now call the countries of Bolivia, Argentina, Chile, and Peru. Pizarro's conquest of the Incan civilization gave Spain the opportunity to claim this very rich land as his own. Just as Juan Ponce de Leon went on a voyage with Christopher Columbus and learned from him before going on his own expedition, Hernando de Soto traveled with Francisco Pizarro and learned from him. So, purpose for listening today. You're going to listen carefully to learn about Hernando de Soto's expedition and his discoveries. We're going to pay close attention to how Hernando de Soto and his men interacted with the Native Americans. If you would like, you can get this graphic organizer that you see on your screen from your ELA packet, and you may follow along and take notes as you listen. At the end of the read aloud, I will show you one that is mostly filled in to help you build some information for your short write. Your short write assignment today is going to be describe the interaction between Hernando de Soto and his men and the Native Americans they encountered. So as you listen, I want you to listen for examples of how Hernando de Soto and his men interacted with the Native Americans and be able to give some specific text evidence.